Hello, how are you all this fine day? I hope that if you're here, you subscribe to this channel if you're not already, and you check out the links that are down below. We have my website and my social media and my newsletter, and I might just throw in some resources down there too. So go ahead, check it out, and give it a like if you like all the things. But I want to give a shout out first to the fine individual who requested this video, which I've seen it several times in comments and messages, but specifically Carly, shout out to you, reached out and asked for just some general insight about how to best support autistic and neurodiverse people, whether it's parents, families, teachers, therapists, counselors, whoever might be interacting and just generally wanting to do right by their neurodiverse counterparts, if you will. Which, first off, kudos to you for wanting and being open to learning more and seeking things out. For me, that is so important, and you really can't go very far if you don't have that initial desire to want to learn more and most likely expand what you know about autism and neurodiversity. Because it's really easy, again, I think this can apply to really any form of diversity, but it's important not to fall into a stereotype or a cookie cutter kind of mentality around what it means for a specific individual and how they are neurodiverse and autistic and whatever the heck. Because as cliche as it is such a wide spectrum. I'm here and, I give my own random tidbits, but I am one single person and I fully know and acknowledge that I am certainly not an expert, nor am I a spokesperson for all neurodiverse people. Because how I live and how I function might be the complete opposite of someone else who is also autistic, but has just a different way of being. And it's important as the supporter to look at the individual for who they are, and as you seek out the information to learn more, it's also important to ask the individual, what works best for you? How can I best support you? And hopefully, most likely, they might direct you to good information, organizations that we actually support, that are autistic run. And with seeking information, please take the initiative to seek out the information directly from a neurodiverse person. Again, whether it's a book author or an organization or a website, I think it's so crucial that it's coming directly from autistic people versus, in a way, like trying to translate that through someone who has not had that personal experience. Because there's going to be a lot that's left out of translation, and it might not be your most reliable type of resource. So just looking at the individual, again, really examine and ask the questions of them. You know, what kind of communication works best for you? How do you learn? How do you function best? And what role can I play for you? Because you're going to have potentially 2 autistic people in the room, and they're going to need very different things. So as you're doing all this, please don't fall into the notion that one autistic person can and should be the spokesperson for everyone, and to give them that voice. You know, it might not be verbal, and it might not be the same kind of message type of system, if you will, but I've had many experiences where I've been talked over and have not been taken seriously, and have had my own feelings then of doubting myself whether I'm autistic or not, just based off of how people perceive that and how they perceive me and whatever kind of background they're coming into the interaction. So, huge emphasis on coming in with a really open mind and really having that space and that time necessary to hear and really listen to autistic people. Chances are you're going to learn something different, and you're going to get a really important and unique perspective on many a thing. If you're in a different, situational type of advice here, of whether you're working in a school or, you know, name the setting, there's going to be a lot of things at play and I guess different stimuli that if you're neurotypical, you're probably not thinking twice about, because it doesn't faze you. Keep in mind that neurodiverse people are they could very likely be noticing everything. Like every single detail. What's the temperature? You know, how many people are in the room? How loud is it? Is the light really bright? There are going to be so many different nuanced, potentially, factors that it's important to really look at every single detail of going into situations that might be crowded, that could really be overwhelming. And if you do have the means and the resources to create a space and environment that feels safe, that feels comfortable. Again, I would ask the individual themselves, but I think in general, having quiet, having not things that are too bright or too loud or too quiet, if and possibly they're hard of hearing because, and having spaces that are sensory friendly and being understanding of that is important. and to not take things too personally. Again, whether it's being in a situation and they just want to bounce and it seems they make excuses when really they're taking care of themselves. Be mindful and be considerate, and that's really all you can ask for. That's really all I really need, is people who really are understanding, who are flexible with whatever might arise and what I need in that particular moment. And being okay that I might be processing things differently. I might be interpreting things differently. And I might just have to leave a situation altogether, or just not do it at all. And be okay with that. It's hard. It's so hard. But please have patience and please have an open mind. If there are any lingering things that I did not mention, please feel free to reach out. Leave them in the comments below. Leave any advice that you would give for caregivers of any sort for neurodiverse folks. And if you like this video, give it a like. If there's anything you want to hear from me, I take any and all suggestions. And thank you so much for taking the time to be here, for listening, and I will see you all next time.